And we are back on the Rodriguez Show, and we have our guest, our only guest for the episode. He is, you've seen him perform at For the Fans all over Orange County. He's about to go to Europe. You can follow him at Sage Won the Wise. The We Grew Up album is out now. Let's give it up for Sage Won the Wise. What's up, man? How's it going?
Hello. What up, everybody?
Hey, and we've been trying to make this happen for a while, man. I'm excited for you to be here.
That's right. Long overdue, brother. And first and foremost, I just want to say thanks for having me. I'm very excited to be here as well.
Thanks, man. Yeah, we've been seeing you. I've been following the growth for a while. When I read about you in 2019, you were the OC Weekly's top rapper of Orange County. Dope. That was dope. I've been following you since then, and I was trying to plan how do we get him on the show. So you've had so much success, and you said almost making music for 10 years now.
Right.
Let's take it back to the beginning. How did you even get started?
Man, the very, very beginning, I was like any young person trying to find an outlet. Mm-hmm. I was in high school when I moved to a whole new different city. I moved from Garden Grove to Costa Mesa, and I didn't really have like a lot of friends or anything. So I was just trying to find something to stay busy. Mm-hmm. I was always listening to my favorite artists, People Under the Stairs, things like that. And eventually, like their words, like listening to the music, made me like think to myself, like, man, I have all this time on my hands. Like, why don't I start, trying to, put flows together? Or they actually started off as like poems, but like you said, like we'll go into the writing structure like later, but eventually over time I like found a groove and a rhythm. And I remember the first person to really take like my writing serious, like when I told him like what I wanted to do, was this cat named DJ Kaboom. And I will never forget this. No matter what happens, no matter where I go, DJ Kaboom was the first cat to tell me to come to this elementary school. They had like this after school program where I would go to like after high school, and there he would just set up random mics, and nothing was mixed or mastered or anything, but he was literally just getting me used to hearing my own voice on the microphone and things like that. And he actually gave me like my first couple shows at those like small elementary schools, and it just kind of made me very comfortable. It really started like allowing me to become the artist I grew into. But he was the first cat to like buy my first studio session.
That's dope.
Recorded my first 4 songs, and that's what like I sprouted with.
And that's what we need. Sometimes people in our life that just come in and they make such an impact on there. And I'm sure you've had a lot of those people, but you need that initial push too, right?
Yo, 100%. Yeah. I don't feel like we see that enough. Yeah.
So like you said, you started writing a certain way, but now that you've been making music for a while, how has that process changed? So now you created more of a flow, you said?
Yeah, I mean, I think for a very long time, I was just more about emphasizing my skill as a lyricist, how quick I could rap or how punchy I could be, but I think over the course of time, I think what's really started giving my music weight was me starting to write with substance in my songs and actually writing with intent. So instead of just snapping, like I just felt like everybody could do that, just write really good rhymes. But I started writing with like purpose, and that's what kind of it elevated me to like a next level of like writing, like taking the time instead of tracks that could just be written in like a couple hours, super easy.
I think that's what makes people stand out, because you make a song and there's a certain theme, and you're not necessarily you're telling a story every time, but it's like consistent, and there's like a consistency in that. And I feel like people nowadays sometimes they'll write a song and all the verses are just random things that could have been like stuck together out of nowhere, and that's like how you start, but eventually you have to make songs that tell a story a certain way.
Right. That's it to a T.
Yeah. So as somebody that's experimented with different sounds, even you did like doo-wop flip, stuff like that, are there any genres at this point that you're still looking to explore?
Yeah. Hell yeah. I don't think, in general, I don't limit myself to just being a hip hop artist. And I wouldn't want to put me in a box like that. I've always had a huge fascination with other genres. Doo-wop being one of them. Like my grandma put me on to those types of things, and that's like where it learns and stems from. But I also have like a rugged side, like a Rage Against the Machine side, and that would delve heavily into like a live band, raw, rugged type feel, or like, man, I like funk,
Yeah.
I'll fuck around and create the funk record of the summer, bro. Just because like it's like what I grew up on though. Like I just know like my pops on Sundays would be cooking the meat, bro. We have the funk going on. Yeah. But like over time I'm learning like what makes good records like that. You know, what makes people feel like it's that nostalgia. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So applying that to like whatever genre you're in, you could literally just like grow your market by like hitting a feeling, bro. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah, and I feel like that funk, it's like there's a new funk wave coming. I think we're all like, it's the beginning right now of we're going back to that style.
Right. I'm here for it, bro. High key, man. I'm about to give me some skates.
So let's talk about the album We Grew Up. You dropped it in April. Yes. And it features some an evolved sound, of course. You know, you performed some of those songs with the Feels live for the fan.
Right.
There's some great people on there like Vel the Wonder and Damo. Tell us about the process of making this album.
It was a journey, man. To be honest, and I'm not just saying that because it's you know a typical thing to say as an artist.
Yeah.
But it really, like, when I came back from my first tour with Reverie in 2019, and that OC Weekly had just came out, and it gave me a lot of recognition, but at the same time, it like I felt I put myself on a pedestal, and I was like, dude, you got to be very careful about what you release now.
Yeah.
So create something really good, like with intent, you know. So my first album, The Stage Project, was super dope, and I feel like it was good to show people like what kind of weight I'm carrying in my music. But the second one, like this album right here, when we started it, DJ Zoll, myself, he literally helped me shape every aspect from it, track by track. Like there isn't one track that we didn't take every second to, you know, sharpen and make it the best we felt it possibly could be, because that's what we knew what we were doing right now. You know, was creating substance.
Yeah.
So that's what we did, and for 3 years, I want to say like 3 years, we've been in the process of making this record. You know, some people can make records in a month, and for those who can, props. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. It takes an insane amount of creativity, but the amount of time that we took, like I said, for each record, the feeling that went into each record, and it wasn't about just like offing records. It's like, no, these are gonna, I feel, be what elevates us as artists to like our next plateau, from just being a local YouTube rapper to being an actual artist.
Yeah, and I get what you're saying, because you have to stand out and you have to make stuff with intention, because you can't, like, we want, right now I feel like music, the way, because of streaming, it just treated as disposable sometimes, and you don't get the classics as often, or even if you do get a classic, it might be underappreciated because people are like, oh, what else is out right now, because it's so easy to attain it.
Right.
But it seems like, I can listen to it in the songs, and We Grew Up, that you made it by trying to make it stand out and not just be something that people are going to forget like in a week or in a month, you know?
Right.
Yeah, so shout out to you, man.
I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah. So you got to work with some great people on We Grew Up, and you've, in your career, you've already made music with a lot of people in the almost 10 years that you've been making music.
Right.
So are there still people in the scene, or even like in the immediate, you know, vicinity that you're trying to work with in the near future? Or you don't have to reveal any collabs, but is there like people?
I totally understand. Yeah. I think locally. They talk about like locally.
Yeah.
Oh,
locally,
okay. Yeah, I think Devereaux for sure.
Oh yeah, shout out Devereaux.
But like when we're talking about like genres, like I wouldn't make like a rap record like with her. Like, bro, I'm telling you, like I would bring like a funk sound to like some type
Devereaux
of
on a funk song would be awesome.
Bro, I'm telling you, so like some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? If I could, I would love to get one off with Apollo Bebop. Obviously, to make a record with Apollo Bebop would be super dope. I know, like Brian just goes off on the rhymes, like, you know, but that jazzy feel, I would really love to be able to tap in, work with the boys on that. That's who I would like to tap in with locally.
Shout out to Apollo. And somebody I wanted to mention too, that somebody that's featured on We Grew Up, and somebody you work with a lot, is Josh Dominguez, who we've had on the show a couple years ago.
Right.
How did that relationship start?
Oh man, in high school, bro, we actually did We were in drama together, man. We were drama kids. We were little drama kids, bro. I'm not even lying.
You
man.
don't seem like the guy that would be in a drama class.
Man, you'd be surprised. Cause man, we had a lot of fun back then, and we were like the only two cats who were like really like, you know, kind of like smoking the reefer back then. But I remember it being so funny because he was actually like doing both, like sports and being a part of this creative side. So he would actually get like a lot of, you know, stuff from like people on the sports side, but dude, he like loved it sincerely, like being I think a part of like all aspects of creativity. And it wasn't till we're like times we'd have downtime, you know, during like these plays and shit, but we'd just be like, you know, like kick a freestyle.
Oh shit.
And then from there I like noticed he had vocals, and I would always tell him like, bro, do something with that, man. Like that I always said it, and I say it now, and I put my money on it right now. Josh will 100% be singing in like stadiums. Like he's got a voice that
his voice is powerful.
It holds so much weight, bro. Like, and I've always told him I believe in him like that, and that's how we carry each other. Like as artists, we're always like pushing each other, you know.
Yeah, and it seems genuine. I mean, when I saw you guys, it is genuine. When I saw you guys perform live, you just seem so comfortable with each other, and yeah, it's definitely it comes through in the music. So you're going to Europe, man. How did this European tour come together?
Oh my God, my fucking anxiety just went through the roof, bro.
You're going to Europe soon, huh?
I know, yeah, in less than a month.
Yeah.
Shout out to Reverie for bringing me and Drake had along for this life experience. But this is gonna be my first time going out of the country, you know, let alone performing out of the country. To be able to go to countries like France, Bulgaria. Like I don't even know what the hip hop's like in Bulgaria, bro. But you know, if they're listening, this is like the whole point of us leaving, you know, our comfortable zone is to go out there and plant some seeds and see what's up and start branching out, you know, because you don't know until you go, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm super excited. I'm excited to take the album over there, and the performances we got, like the set we got mapped out. I'm ready, man. I think it's something I've been waiting for a while.
Well, congratulations, man. That's a big step.
Thank you.
This is and sometimes like you can develop like the biggest following in Europe just off like one concert. Somebody will be like, you know,
right?
You know,
yeah.
John Cena did one tour there and he was blowing up.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. And if I could say one thing, man, it's like I feel like sometimes the support overseas is way more genuine sometimes than what we get here locally.
Yeah.
And that's not because there's like beef or anything. It's just because we're all trying to do the same thing. Like we all want the same thing so much that like we often forget to uplift each other. And like we forget like what it's about, bro. Like the pie is big enough for everybody. Yeah. And we could all eat. You know what I'm saying? That's my message to everybody right now. It's just find your team. Find your niche, bro, and start watering that seed.
Yeah. I mean, I was gonna ask you what you thought of the music scene, and I think that's a good way to put it. It's like we all just need to know that we can work together, and it's all good.
Yeah.
And do our own thing too, but it's like we can lift each other up while doing that. You know?
100%. I'm all about friendly competition, but you know, like keeping each other sharp. But I also know that there's like a time where you gotta be like, all right, all competition aside, like I really want you to win.
Yeah.
I hope you could see that. Like, aside from all the bullshit, like, man, if one of us makes it out of here, like, that's what it's all about, you know?
Yeah. And I feel that, too. I feel that when somebody like you goes to Europe, or when I see somebody like Ray Khalil pop up on a stream that I'm watching, like, oh, shit, like, that's great for people that know each other in this area. Like, we're popping, you know? That was a bad example, but because you're not from OC, but there's a lot of artists that you see pop up, and you're like, oh, damn. So, yeah, man, we could all do it together, and there's, like you said, there's enough of a piece for everybody, you know.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, you have For the Fans, the concert series that you've been doing for 5 years now.
That's right.
Yeah. So how has that? And number 6 is coming soon, right? 6, it's happening.
Number 6 is coming, baby.
So how has that evolved over time?
It started as an idea, man. I was just in my room thinking about a way to better involve like the artists around me. You know, because I've seen everybody has shows, but like I just always felt it could be something more. You know what I'm saying? So I guess my idea, my vision was, well, what if we incorporated like different genres, so it's not just one set, you know, audience that you're targeting, and we target like 5, 6, 7 different audiences, and then we put them all on one bill. You know, and we'll do it to show our appreciation for the fans, and the genuine aspect of that in itself grew to what it was, as you've seen, you know, in these last couple times. Mind you, when we first were throwing it at GCS, it was just a small in-store event. I kid you not, maybe just a little bit more people than this. You know what I'm saying? It would come to like the first one, you know, maybe 20 people max in and out.
Now you're selling out FTG, and
the second
people
one
trying to get
bigger
in.
and bigger. Man, yeah, exactly. That's how it goes, bro. Growth. I mean, the whole point is growth. It's all got to start somewhere, you know. So
it's really cool. It's really inspirational, and it's really cool to see all the different genres come together at For the Fans. So you've done so much already, and you know, creative. Where do you see yourself in the future? Do you want to be a touring musician and take your music, keep making music, or is it music and other creative venues as well?
Both.
Yeah.
I want to do both, man. Like I said, I don't feel like there's limits. I feel like once you start limiting yourself to certain things, then you kind of reach a plateau. So it's like, I feel like I want to start with the music and then I want to branch out. You know what I'm saying? For the Fans would be like my second level of like branching out. But I'll fuck around with the food industry. I'm talking about making some Nashville hot chicken like in the cut, bro.
Oh, shit.
Bro, I got ideas, you know, different revenues to generate. Like once the music gets going, like you gotta start investing, you know, your monetary income into other things that could create you more streams of revenue. That's how I see it. You know what I'm saying? So the way people monopolize like Jay-Z or Diddy, it's not just because they just stayed rapping and they just kept rapping and they just have rap shows. Nah, they're moguls because they invested in different things and made their money grow. That's where I'm thinking, you know, 5 years from now.
I mean, that's the right mentality to have, because you need to take care of your money, because that's what happens. They take advantage of people as artists, so you got to be smart about it.
Right. And bro, if there's one thing I can mention real quick.
Go ahead.
Right now we're building a community that'll be like an online presence. Think of like a For the Fans, but 24/7, where people can go to literally learn about things like this, like an artist to artist channel where artists can tell other artists about things they've experienced or things to look out for in the industry, or even just kicking good articles that other artists can read about how to, you know, move yourself as an independent artist, things like that. So I just want to let everybody know that we're cooking that up behind the scenes, but that'll be something that everybody could be involved in. Artists, fans can find new music when they're looking for it. And
that's dope, man. I know, I did see that, and they can message you, or actually, is it too late now to message you on Instagram to be a part of that, or?
No. We just, you know, it would just need your email. That's all we would need to access this community. But like, it's literally like setting up a party before anybody gets there. You know what I'm saying? That's like where it is right now. We're doing all this, building the foundation. So once it drops, like on a specific date, we're gonna be like, hey, invites are out, and we're inviting everybody now.
Nice.
People are gonna start coming into this server, and they're gonna be going through all these different channels. Like, damn. These cats are really breaking it down like that. We even set up a channel that's just for venting. Bro, you just feel lonely as a cat who just is reaching out, who just needs a homie to talk to every now and then. You pop in this server, it's like an open chat. Hey man, it's how I'm feeling today. And when people they can chime in and just give you some positive love.
That's tight, man. Building a digital community, because that's how you build even a bigger community, is just through online. Like a lot of people, you know, that's their most comfortable way to communicate. So it's cool to do that. Well, that's an amazing idea, and we're excited to be a part of that ourselves. And we're excited to hear you perform a track from We Grew Up, Hasta Luego. But before we do that, we have this segment called 60 Seconds With. So this is the speed round of questions. Are you ready for this?
Yes, I am.
All right, let's start with favorite cartoon character.
Favorite cartoon character, Tasmanian Devil.
Favorite song right now.
Favorite song right now is gotta be Silent Hill.
Nice. One word to describe you when you were a kid.
Wild.
Do you have a hidden talent?
Nah.
Indica, sativa, or hybrid?
All three, baby.
Netflix, Hulu, or HBO?
Oh, dude, I just found out Hulu's gas.
Name of your enemy in high school. Oh, or best friend. You don't have to be.
Dude, Mr. Conley.
He was your enemy?
And my English teacher, bro. Biggest enemy.
First CD you ever bought?
First CD I ever bought. Hip Hop Hits 2001.
Nice. First song you illegally downloaded?
Girl, shake that Laffy Taffy. That Laffy Taffy. I'm pretty sure that LimeWire gang, bro.
Early 2000s hip hop or early 2010s hip hop?
Oh, early 2000s for sure.
Favorite thing about hip hop?
Ah, man, the community itself, bro. The feeling itself, man. Hip hop itself is not just the thing you do. It's a way of life.
Nice. That was 60 Seconds with Sage One the Wise on the Rodriguez Show.